Coming to you from the Vintage Room, a place with so much swag, a place where the scotch flows like wine, where beautiful women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. This is First in Fantasy, and I'm your host, Mr. Nils. What's up, WVUFFL? I am back from my Week 6 podcast, and we are ready to roll once again. They got me in a swaglicious place here at the Vintage Room below Bent Willie's. I guess I'm moving up in the world. People are starting to listen a little more. This place is a nice place, so head on down if you want to get your swag on. Let's see, what can I say? Let's get right to it. Interesting storylines from last week before I get into this week's matchups. Not only did the almighty Steve take his first loss to Justin, which is news enough, but I think the biggest news from last week, all three of the 0-4 teams picked up their first wins. So we have three teams at 1-4 now, including Josh, who scored the most points in the league last week in his victory over AJ. So I guess those three teams kind of took my word last week and said, we can't just throw this season in the gutter. Season's not over, so let's go out and get a win. And all three of them did. All three of them are now 1-4. Still a long ways away, but there's a lot of season left. Like I said, guys, we're only in Week 6. We're only heading into Week 6. Season is so far from over, and everyone still has a shot. There are no more winless teams in the league, which is impressive enough. All it takes is to win, baby, win. Just win. Each week, concentrate on winning. Don't concentrate on next week. Don't concentrate, do I have a shot to come back? No, that doesn't matter. Just come to play every week and try your best to win. I mean, now all it takes is, 2 or 3 more wins in a row from those 1-4 teams. And they're right back in it. So there's so much more season to go. I'll get into Josh's team a little bit more later because I really like his team now, and I just want to talk about it a little more because somehow overnight it just snapped, and when I look at it now, it's a very good team. Current status of the league: there are 2 teams at 4-1. There are 6 teams at 3-2. So if the postseason were to start right now, those 3-2 teams and the 4-1 teams would all make the playoffs. Obviously, that's not the case. There's still 8 weeks left in the season to go. So what is everybody fretting about? Then there's 2-3 teams, and then there's 1-4 teams. So, I mean, even the 1-4 teams have a shot. So I'm looking forward to see what you guys got in the coming weeks, especially those 1-4 teams. I think that's a very interesting story. When we come back from our commercial break, we will get to my picks of the week. I know how much you guys enjoy those. So I will break down, the games that I think are very interesting. There's a few interesting matchups this week that I think everybody will enjoy. So when we come back from the commercial break, I will have my picks of the week. Stay tuned, guys. Do you love to cause terror? Do you enjoy doing bus flips on a vehicle that is technically not big enough to be called a bus? Do you wish you had dead homies that you could feed right off of your back porch? Then you need to sign a lease at the Lofts. We have such accommodations as a standard-sized swimming pool that took us just under 10 years to build, a total of 2 visitor parking spots, and so much more. The keypads on our doors make it impossible to remember the code to get into your apartment after a night of heavy drinking. But don't worry, there is absolutely nobody to call when you need help. The Lofts. We live to make your life a living hell for 1 year before you decide enough is enough. Walls came crumbling down. It felt so hard to make us lose our faith. From what's left you. What's up, guys? Back, ready to get things rolling with my picks of the week. Anyways, I will get right to the point here. Game of the week is going to be between Tough as Nils and Oh Cry Me Some Rivers. CJ's at 4-1 this year, one of the tops in the league, and Mike D is 3-2, but he's also scored the most points in the league. He's got some dangerous guys on that team. This is going to be one heck of a showdown, I think. Phillip Rivers and DeMarco Murray, they pose big threats to CJ. And Jeremy Maclin on Mike's team could make it hard for Nick Foles to score points for CJ that don't also go Mr. Donnelly's way. So it's going to be an interesting one, but you know what? CJ's got Jamal Charles on a bye. I think Oh Cry Me Some Rivers comes out on top over Tough as Nils in the game of the week this week. Gemiolo Show versus Sooner Not Later will win. What more can you say? This is a compelling matchup. Son versus his parents. Ed and Jan versus Bill. I mean, what more do you want? That's a very interesting. I mean, it's always an interesting story whenever these two teams match up. So I'm really looking forward to see if the Gemiolos could pull off that upset. Bill took a tough loss last week, and he fell to 3-2. But to be frank, this one shouldn't be all that close. The Gemiolos are reeling with 2 straight losses, and I think the Gemiolo Show just takes this one. I think he takes this one rather easily with Marshawn Lynch and company. Gemiolo Show over Sooner Not Later will win. Dream Creamers versus Busta Kaepernick. You know, Connor's run into some tough luck this year with AP out. You know, he has Andrew Luck, who has been the number 1 quarterback in fantasy this year. But now A.J. Green's status is in question this week as he was carted off the field during Wednesday's practice. So another tough break for Connor. We'll see what happens with that. Matt Forte is starting to show his teeth for A.J., though. And we'll see if Ben Tate can double up on his solid performance from last week. I think, especially with the A.J. Green news as well, if he can't play, I think Busta Kaepernick pulls off the mini upset this week over Dream Creamers. Game of Maroons versus Heisenbergers. Steve took his first loss last week of the season, and he'll have to pull something off this week with Breeze on a bye and no other quarterback on his bench. That's an interesting strategy, but now he's going to have to go pick one up if he wants to start a quarterback. Tony, on the other hand, is desperate for a win. He's taken 3 straight losses after starting 2-0. Calvin Johnson just really scares me for Tony, though, and if I had to make a prediction, I'd say he won't play this week. I don't think he's going to. And if he does, it's going to be very limited. I think as long as Steve can pick up the right quarterback, a decent quarterback can give him 15, maybe 20 points. Game of Maroons pulls this one off over Heisenbergers. Excuse me. Get Off My Ditka versus Backfields and McCoy. Just like that. Snap of the finger. After just 1 win last week, I love Josh's team. I don't get it. I look at it now, and in my opinion, it's a force to be reckoned with. I mean, if Shady can continue to work his way back to his prime form, then honestly, the only real weakness I see on Josh's team is his quarterback. But there's much worse options out there than Big Ben. Plus, he has Tom Brady waiting on his bench, who had a good week last week. So we'll see what he decides to do there if Tom Brady can come back from the dead. Brandon Oliver, too. Josh just somehow had Brandon Oliver sitting on his bench all year. I don't know why. But he should give Josh a real boost now that he's going to pretty much be the main guy in San Diego. I still like Jared's team. I do. I like his team, but it's not going to be enough this week. I think Backfields and McCoy picks up his 2nd win over Get Off My Ditka. Matty Ice and Easy versus Cruise Control, a matchup of the 3-2 teams. After starting 3-0, Rockwood's lost 2 straight and is itching for another victory. Justin's running back situation just really scares me. Matt Stafford without Megatron is a cause for concern for him as well. Like I've been saying in weeks past, I still really like Ryan's team, led by Matt Ryan and Arian Foster, barring the fact that Arian Foster is still healthy. Matty Ice and Easy over Cruise Control in that one. It should be an okay matchup, but I think Ryan comes out on top by 10, 15, 20 points in that one. Last but not least, Peyton Sandy Cabana versus Team 215 Bad Boy, a matchup of 2 teams riding a 1-game winning streak, both 1-4 now. Only one can make it 2 in a row now. Jeremy's still waiting for Carson Palmer to come back, while Peyton's resurgence last week is a cause for hope for Jim. Even with Demaryius Thomas on Jeremy's side, I think Peyton will find a way to score points besides throwing to him. He always seems to. I mean, even though Demaryius had an amazing week last week, I think that Peyton will get it done for Jim. This will be a close one. I think it'll be a close one in my opinion, but Peyton's Sandy Cabana comes out on top over Team 215 Bad Boy. That's all I got for you guys this week. Another week is about to commence. Thursday Night Football between Indy at Houston. So get your lineup set. Every week is precious at this point in the season. Every week is important. Get your minds together. Even those 1-4 teams, keep it rolling. Josh, I think your team has a lot of potential, so I think that you just got to keep grinding. The other two, also, Peyton with Jim. I don't think that you can go wrong with that. He's gonna be good all season, so you just got to roll with it. Hope that you can pick up wins throughout the weeks. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can do, and I'm looking forward to see how everybody responds. We're only in week 6, still 8 weeks to go. Keep it rolling, guys. Thank you for listening to First in Fantasy.